The night was bitterly cold, the kind of chill that sank into the bones and turned every corner of the house into a pocket of quiet stillness. In the kitchen, I stirred a pot of soup, watching the steam curl upward and blur the window above the sink. My name is Clara, and at 44, I've worn the title of single mother for most of my life. My son, Ethan, 22 now, has always been my anchor, the reason I keep moving forward even when everything else felt too heavy. We've weathered storms together, just the two of us, and that bond has shaped us into something unbreakable. But that night, something felt different. There was a strange quiet in the air, a subtle shift I couldn't quite name. Ethan came home late, his shoulders slumped, his hair falling into his tired eyes. He looked worn, not just from the day, but from the long weeks of juggling shifts at the bookstore with his night classes. He'd always loved literature, chasing that degree with all his heart, but I could see the weight of his dreams pressing hard on him. "Mom," he whispered, his voice low and rough, "I don't feel so great." His hazel eyes, once bright and full of life, looked dull with exhaustion. I set the ladle down, my chest tightening. "You look exhausted, sweetheart. Go rest. I'll bring you some soup once it's ready." Our old Victorian house, with its stubborn heater and drafty windows, was slow to warm. I grabbed a heavy quilt and followed him to his room. He collapsed onto the bed, and I tucked the blanket around his shoulders like I had when he was little. "Thanks, Mom," he murmured, eyes already closing. For a fleeting moment, it felt like the old days, me taking care of him trusting me to make it better. But beneath that comfort ran a quiet worry. He was burning out, and I didn't know how to help him find balance again. The doorbell suddenly rang, its sharp chime cutting through the stillness. I hurried to answer, and found our neighbor, Tom, standing there. His coat was dusted with snow, a flashlight in his hand. "Evening, Clara," he greeted kindly. "Saw your lights on. Thought I'd check in. Any trouble with the heater in this cold?" Relief washed through me at the normalcy of his visit. "It's been acting up again," I admitted. "If you wouldn't mind taking a quick look." "Of course," he said, stepping inside. He went straight to the living room heater, tools in hand, chatting lightly about Ethan's classes and my work at the library. I answered politely, though my mind kept drifting back to Ethan's pale, weary face. From the hallway, Ethan appeared, leaning against the wall with his arms crossed. His expression was unreadable, the quiet tension between the three of us thick in the air. I couldn't tell if he was embarrassed by Tom seeing him weak or if something else bothered him. Tom finished his work and straightened up. "That should keep the heat running for now," he said. "Call me if it acts up again." His smile faltered slightly when his gaze flicked toward Ethan, as if he sensed the unspoken strain in the room. After he left, the silence that followed felt heavier than before. Ethan finally spoke, his voice soft. "Mom, I don't want you to worry. I'll figure this out. I just need time." I touched his arm gently, offering a small smile. "I know you will," I said, "but you don't have to carry it all alone. We'll figure it out together like we always have." He nodded, and for the first time that night, his eyes softened. He leaned his head briefly against my shoulder, the way he used to as a child. My heart ached with love and worry all at once. But I knew one thing for certain: no matter how heavy life got, we'd keep moving forward, side by side. The night wasn't easy, but it ended with a fragile sense of hope, and sometimes, that's enough.